Good morning, you guys, and welcome back. Today's video is going to be a one brand tutorial, and I asked you guys if you guys wanted to see a one brand tutorial or a try to get ready with me, and I got a lot of one brand tutorial requests. So today's video is going to be all about Col Lab Beauty, which we are going to get started. So before we get jumping into this video, make sure to subscribe down below before you guys head out. That way you guys can be a part of my family, and let's get into it. For those of you guys who aren't familiar with Col Lab Beauty, I heard about them through a couple of influencers that I actually follow. Just off the top of my head, I know that it was Coffee Break with Danny, What Would Lizzie Do, and I believe Sam. But there's quite a few people that are a part of this collab, and I'll list them right here so you guys can see. But it is an influencer-based makeup line, which I thought was really great, and it's exclusive to Sally's Beauty or their website. They did send me a few items for PR, but I did have to pick up quite a few more items because I didn't have everything I needed in order to create this one brand tutorial with you guys. The pricing is kind of, you know, between like a L'Oreal and Physicians Formula. Most of the prices run between, you know, $9 to $15. I think some of the stuff is a little bit pricey, but let's just try it out all together and see how it works. I will have the prices as we go along so you guys know how much it costs. To start off this look, we're going to start off with our brows first. I'm going to be using their Shape and Shade Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. So here is what it looks like. Very similar to the Brow Wiz and the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, which I'm really excited about because I prefer this sort of shape than any other ones that they have out there on the market. So the color that I picked up was an ash brown, which seems like it was going to be a little bit too light, but I was a little nervous about going any darker because I think the next darkest shade that they had was slightly too warm for me, so let's hope that it works. So here is one brow. I will say that it is a little bit waxier for my taste. It is buildable, which is nice. Not bad. I like it though. It's good. So for primer options, they had a few to choose from. I want to say they had about 4 to choose from. Of course, I went in with the smoothing primer. It has this like nice cream consistency to it. It's not like the Makeup Forever primers, like that one. You can tell like it's super smoothing. It feels a little bit like a moisturizer. This dried really fast though, and it leaves my skin feeling really soft. In the PR kit, they did send me this, which I thought was a foundation. It's not. This here is the filter. It's called a highlighting liquid. I get a little nervous with highlighting liquids, not like just this brand particular, but just because I feel like, you know, I already got issues. I don't want to illuminate that. You know what I mean? But because I am going in with a matte foundation, I may actually try it. Maybe we'll just put some right here on the high points of our face. So the one that I got was in Pearlocity, and I like it because it's not very intense. Like some liquid illuminators are very, very intense. This one, not so much. Like you guys can see, slight sheen, but nothing too crazy. So for foundation today, we're going to go in with the Col Lab Meet Your Matte Velvet Foundation. They had 2 separate foundations. I believe one was like a hydrating foundation, and then of course I got this one from what I believe, and the packaging is just slightly different. And I also did decide to get the Col Lab Multitasker Sponge. Okay, so I went ahead and I wet the brush, and this is what it looks like right here, but it's much stiffer than the Beauty Sponge from Real Techniques and the Beauty Blender. It almost reminds me of the Morphe one. And the Morphe sponge, it's just not my favorite. So we're going to test it out and see how it works. So the shade that I got in was in Tan 05. I was really nervous to pick out a shade because they didn't have any testers there. So I was like, oh, crap. Man, they really don't want you to get into this. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and dot it all over my face. I'm going to actually work in sections because I don't know how fast this product dries. It's like a perfect match. I feel like I am pounding my face pretty hard. Wow, it's pretty good coverage. It's just a little dark for me, but I can make it work. So this here is one full coat, plus I just added a little bit of extra to the sides of my cheeks where I have more problematic area. Definitely a medium coverage foundation, but I do think you can build this up to a full coverage. I'm not going to, just because I am going to add powder to set this, so I want to see how it wears, but I do think you could build this up even more so. As far as the sponge goes, not my favorite sponge. It was a little pricey too, I think, for sponges. So if I were you, I'd probably pass on the sponge. Moving on to concealer. For concealer today, we're going to be going in with the Collab concealer, which is the same one that I used to highlight my brow bones and kind of clean everything up. And this is in the shade Beige Tan. Okay, for powder, I'm going to set underneath my eyes. I did not buy a powder. Again, I wasn't thinking. So I'm just going to go ahead and just use my favorite powder, which is the Stay Matte by Rimmel. I figure since it's drugstore, it'd be fine to use it because it is affordable. I think this retails for like $4. Okay, I'm going to pull my hair back a little bit more because it's just, I don't like my hair in my face when I'm doing my makeup, ever. So for bronzer, because I did not get a bronzer, nice work, Steph. I'm just going to go in with the BH Cosmetics Satin Bronzer. This is pretty affordable as well. So we're just going to use this Wet n Wild P60 brush to apply it. I'm going to be taking this blush from Collab, and it is called Meet Cute. It's a very nice, intense color, so I'm going to be very light-handed with it. And I'm going to take it on a Morphe M403. So for highlight, I'm going to once again go in with the liquid illuminator as a base. So I'm just going to take it on the back of my hand. I actually really like this a lot. And I'm going to kind of swirl it around like this. And then taking a beauty blender, I'm going to take this one because this one's much softer. I'm just going to tap it on the back of my hand like this. And I'm just going to put it right here. This is really pretty. For highlight, I'm going to go in with the Out of This World, the Filter Highlighting Powder. And I really like this. It's like a light champagne shade. And I'm going to be taking it on a Morphe E61. Now that we are done with the face, we're going to be moving into the eyes. And I mentioned to you guys this palette, which is called Palette Pro Eyeshadow. It's called Best of Day. And this is what the shades look like. Very neutral, very wearable shades. I love the colors in it. So here is just a couple of swatches. We've got this one. It's really pretty too. Do you see that? To start out, we're going to go in with this very first shade, which is called, I assume, shade number 4. It's this, like, I'm going to focus this right on the outer corner. We're going to go in with this just nice cream, looks like a satin shade. We're just going to use that right there. So I'm going to take a little bit of a smaller brush, and I'm going to be taking this deep red shade right here. And this is a Zoeva 221 Luxe Soft Crease. And I'm going to simply put it right on the outer corner. I'm also going to run that on my lower lash line. So let's take this brush. This here is a Morphe R41. And then I'm going to take this orange shade, and I'm just going to run it below that red. Whoa, that's intense. I feel like this orange tone shade is much more pigmented than the red. For the outer corner, I'm going to be taking the chocolate brown shade, and this here is on a Luxie 231 small tapered blending brush. Okay, so actually, since we're going to keep it kind of matte, let's take this shade right here, this lighter one, and using that same brush, the Zoeva 221, let's go ahead and just kind of blend these shades in right here on the inner corner so everything's kind of seamless. So we're actually going to be taking this chocolate brown self-sharpening eye pencil that they sent, and I'm going to put it on my lower lash line. Okay, so before I put on lashes, I am going to go in with this mascara. This here is the Works Wow Effect All-in-One Mascara. Alright, so I just pulled my hair back because I was like, you know what? I feel like my hair would look much better if I pulled my hair back. So they did send me this bright red lipstick, which you guys know I get really nervous with red lipstick. I feel like it doesn't look great on me, but we're going to use it anyway because it was between this one or this lipstick that they sent, and I was like, this is way too neutral for me, so let's just jam it up just a little bit. So here is the final look, you guys. I am really impressed with this entire look. I will say just about everything that I've worn so far, I really do like. The eyeshadow is really nice. I will say the highlight is one of my favorites, and as well as the foundation. I feel like the foundation actually matches my skin tone really well once everything is put on my face. The sponge is the only thing I did not like so far in this entire purchase that I made and stuff that I have here from the line itself. But make sure to subscribe before you guys head out, and if you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm at StephsBeauty05 for all my social media handles. I love you guys, and thank you so much for watching this one brand tutorial. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you guys like these one brand tutorials, and if you guys have any other recommendations on one brands that you guys would like to see, let me know. That way I can get started on it, and yeah, have a good day. Bye.